Hey hockey fans, T-Boss is 13-3 here with top shelf guests, Eden Prairie, Minnesota natives and current Minnesota Golden Gophers, John and Luke Mittelstadt. This episode is sponsored by Kelly Heating and Electric, Dooley's Pub, Riverside Bike and Skate, and Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, which has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin since 1954. The orthopedics and surgeons and athletic trainers serve many area schools and have put Mogi and I back together on numerous occasions so we can stay on our inside edges. Mogi.
There you go. Hey guys, thanks so much for meeting us today. This is great. It's a beautiful summer day here in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, where Tom Reed has been nice enough to give us his backspace in the North Star room to interview the Mittelstadt brothers, and we're excited. JC and I had a couple of minutes to go around and take a look at the memorabilia, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool place. If you haven't been here, stop down here sometime soon.
All right, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And who knows, maybe one day your pictures will be up on the walls around here at the Hockey City Pub. What do you think about that?
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
All right, awesome. You guys were born into hockey playing family. Was there any choice that you guys had that you weren't going to play hockey?
I mean, no, there wasn't really a choice. I mean, there was, but obviously our dad gave us a choice, but he kind of threw us into it, and we just fell in love with it. And then, yeah, we couldn't get enough of it. We were shooting pucks in the backyard every day, and, you know, skating anytime we could get the chance, so, yeah.
So you guys took to it like ducks in water then, pretty much?
Yeah, basically, we loved it.
So do you have a setup for you? You said shooting pucks in the backyard. Do you have a net?
Yeah.
Everything set up?
Yeah, growing up we had a sport court, and my dad put up a bunch of boards around the whole thing, so we had lots of space to shoot, and sometimes they got through the boards, maybe hit a few cars, but all in all, it worked out well. It worked out well. We had really good neighbors that were good with it, because I mean, we probably, if we had bad neighbors, it would have ended really badly.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So
epic neighborhood battles with your buddies on that court?
Not a ton of hockey players around us, I'd say.
Yeah, we had some friends over from, like, not really neighbors, but yeah, we played some battles out there. A lot of basketball too, so we had a lot of basketball.
You know, Sidney Crosby talks about the days where he'd open up his mom's dryer door and shoot into the hole, and the dryer looked like it had been through a war zone. Any basement stories like that when the weather's bad outside, you're tearing up mom's appliances?
I mean, when the weather was bad outside, our dad would actually flood our spots so we could skate out there. So we spent a lot of winter days out there skating and playing pond hockey, I'd say. So.
I mean, yeah, we definitely tore the house apart in the basement with, like, knee hockey and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of knee hockey.
Mom was breaking up a fight every single time we played, so that made it fun. But
so the competitive nature was there right off the bat?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
It was there.
Yeah.
It was there.
All right, so three brothers, right? Okay, so are all three of you down there at the same time and throwing a little knuckle and elbow once in a while?
Yeah, sometimes throwing elbows for sure. I mean, me and Casey especially, we went at it growing up. We didn't always get along, but I mean, we get along great now. But every time we played, it would end up with something bad. So
Always fighting.
Yeah.
But do you think because of that competitive nature, it kind of just wanted you to be better than the next brother?
Yeah, for sure. That's probably why we're here right now. So
Everybody pushed everybody.
Yeah.
That's usually the way it goes. So how did your folks manage to keep three hockey playing boys organized through the years, especially when you guys were playing on different teams?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of carpooling that needed to be done, and me and John were on the same team for a couple of those years. I'm sure that helped them. And yeah, I don't know. I think we were also lucky to have friends that would help out and all that. It was for sure chaos on Saturday mornings trying to get everyone to different games and tournaments and ready, but yeah, they did a great job of it.
When he hand-me-downs then, I mean, the younger brothers here, did you guys get Casey's stuff, or, you know, as it went down the road?
Yeah, we got a lot of hand-me-downs.
yeah, we got a lot of hand-me-downs.
But I think probably around like 7th, 8th grade they started to go away, which was nice because, I don't know, I think everything was getting too old and we were getting serious about it, so yeah, we'd beg and probably yell about it, so.
I don't know if he really got the hand-me-downs. I definitely got all of them from Casey, and then they got so beat up that Coop got to get
That is
new
true.
ones.
That might be
That is
true.
true.
He got pretty lucky.
That middle child syndrome right
Yeah,
there,
right.
right?
Yeah.
That must spur you a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
So are you guys asking your parents for like the biggest or the most perfect new brand of skate, and they go into the store and say, okay, that one's $1,000, but you're getting this $200 pair. If you want the other ones, you got to come up with the 800, or how'd that work?
Honestly, growing up, we usually got pretty good equipment, which was really lucky. I think our dad invested a lot of money into our equipment, which was huge because, I mean, not a lot of parents do that just because, and I understand why, but I mean, my dad was really good with that. So.
Was your dad a hockey player when he was growing up?
No, he played football, basketball, baseball. He's gonna be mad if we miss summer. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Football,
That's
baseball.
it.
Kind of just your generic sports. So
So is that like all through grade school and middle school type thing before you branched off into hockey?
yeah, we played lacrosse probably up until the 8th, 9th grade. I did.
Yeah.
I quit a little early.
I love lacrosse. I wanted to play hockey more in the summer, so I stopped playing, and then we played football too for when we were younger, and yeah, we golf a lot. Like we golf as much as we possibly can. Never played like competitive golf, but we play like 5 days a week usually. So
Who do you play with? Do you play with the Snuggeroods?
We do play with Jimmy a little bit.
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah, he's good. He's hate to say it, but he's good. And then we also play with like Jackson Blake and Ben Steves, Mason Langenbrunner, Carter Batchelder, I guess would be our main group. So
all hometown buddies. So.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fun when you get together like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. When did your dad strap the skates on you guys? You know how old you were at the time?
Two maybe?
As young as possibly could be, I think. Like,
Yeah.
Even if we weren't, he'd still throw the skates on us when we weren't skating. He'd push us around in the chair, so kind of just stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I'd probably try out the
Pretty
same
young.
year you did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
as a
like
non-hockey playing dad, what do you think motivated him to get you guys in hockey? Did he just enjoy the sport a lot?
He loved the sport growing up. He had a lot of friends that played. I don't know if he was like fortunate enough to play when he was younger, but he always wanted us to get into it. So
played a lot of pond hockey too.
Yeah,
He said.
yeah.
He loved pond hockey, and then he tried out with Casey, and Casey loved it. So he was probably just like, all right, these guys will probably love it too, and we did.
He
So
was right.
yeah,
That's cool.
You guys mentioned that, starting around junior high school is when you kind of branched off into, the hockey. Was that the primary sport then and the only sport, or were you guys still playing a little something on the side in your high school years?
that was the only sport.
yeah, just hockey.
Yeah. Just straight
Hockey
hockey.
year-round.
Yeah.
All right. Were you both able to make your high school teams your freshman years?
We both played Bantam our freshman year. Eden Prairie doesn't really do the freshman on high school. And then obviously, I think you guys know Nico, right?
Yeah.
He was our Bantam coach, so.
Nico Kaptanovic.
Yeah.
He's been on this a couple times,
Oh
and
my gosh.
he's a character.
He's trying to get on for the 3rd time. We're holding off.
Yeah, hold on. No, he's great. He was our Bantam coach, so we kind of probably wanted to play for him as much as we could. Yeah, it was a good situation with him. So.
Yeah.
Well, super. Okay, so now you're going into your high school years, and when did you guys start getting looks from USHL?
Mine was probably, what year is that? I think my sophomore year is when it started. I think was when the draft was and all that. But I mean, I don't really care about the USHL, to be honest. I was more worried about high school and hanging out with my buddies and all that. So, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't something that I was like, ooh, the USHL. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of just the Minnesota in me, though.
I was the same way. My draft was my freshman year, so I was still playing Bantams, but that's when I started kind of thinking about it, but I never really thought I would leave high school just because I wanted to play high school because it's so fun. So.
And being with your buddies now.
Yeah.
Because I understand when Casey was growing up and he had a chance to go to the USHL his senior year, he did the pre and post season. He got criticized a little bit for not going to the USHL, but listening to you guys, I totally understand it. He's been playing with these guys forever growing up, and he wanted to try to do something special that year as a senior.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just 1 year, like it's 1 year out of the way to like make some of the best memories of your life. So I think it's worth it for sure.
It's not like it wasn't some high level hockey, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're still playing some some pretty good teams.
For sure.
Who was your coach at high school? Do you want to give a shout out to him?
Yeah, Lee Smith. He was our coach. He was great. Like he just always encouraged us, and great guy. Yeah, we'll give him a shout out.
Yeah.
So
Love playing for Lee.
yeah.
So for our listeners, how many years are between you guys, and how many years as a result were you guys able to play high school together?
So we're 1 year apart. So we got to play 2 years. He played his sophomore year, and I played my junior and senior year with him. Obviously, I had to play with him my sophomore year because he was still playing band. So yeah, just 1 year apart.
Okay, so was there a rivalry on the ice between brothers at that time, or were you kind of supportive of each other?
I don't know. I think we got into it a few times in practice, but not often. But
We're supportive 90% of the time with each other, for sure.
But you know you got to grind in practice. You
Yeah.
don't get any better taking it easy on each
yeah,
other.
Exactly.
there are some days we probably want to kill each other.
for sure. I mean, that's just how it is. For sure.
So tell us about growing up in Eden Prairie. You guys have developed just a phenomenally strong hockey program there. How did that get going, and how did they maintain that? How do they spit out great players like you guys?
I think a lot of it just starts with, the great hockey teams in high school, and it just makes kids want to grow up and play at that same level at some point. So I think just having those good high school players, it makes players want to be better, young players want to be better, so they can be at that place at one point. And I think EP's done a great job of that. So.
Yeah, like I remember we'd watch like, what was it, 2011? We were up watching like Eden Prairie play Duluth East in the state championship. That was like Kyle Rao and Nick Letty was a few years before that, and I remember probably sitting there, sitting with him like, I want to be like those guys. Like that looks like fun, and yeah, I think a lot of that is credit to those guys, kind of setting that example and being guys that we can look up to. So.
Was there somebody in your youth association that you kind of give credit to at all?
Yeah, I think like kind of Nico was like a big one for us, and our squirt coaches we loved, Jordan and Justin, and I think we were lucky to have those guys, and they made going to the rink fun, which is the biggest thing for young players. I'd say that's kind of when you either fall in love with it or you don't.
Yeah,
we were lucky to have those guys and fell in love with it for sure.
I agree.
Well, in high school, all three brothers had stellar careers, okay? But only one of you was crowned.
I know where this one was going.
Do you have the bragging rights over your brothers?
I'd say I have the silent bragging rights. I don't say it much, but I don't ever talk about it really. But yeah, I'd say I maybe do. But I think having them there with me helped me. So I don't know. It goes hand in hand a little bit. But yeah, I don't know.
So we interviewed Jake McCabe, plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and his brother Andrew played hockey in UW Eau Claire, and Jake played with the Badgers. Well, Andrew won the national championship, and Jake never did. So whenever we see Jake and Andrew, we talk to those guys about it.
That's so fun. That's good.
What was that like for both of you, actually, playing the XL Energy Center when you're in high school, going for that, the state of hockey's crown, state high school champions? What's that feeling when you're skating on that ice and you're looking up in the stands? It's just packed.
Yeah, it's something that you can't really describe. It's nothing like anything, like even playing in the Frozen Four was unbelievable, but I would still say that XL is the best experience ever. It's because you're playing in front of all your high school buddies that don't play hockey, and it's just so fun to see them in the stands, and you want to play for them and your family. And the lights are so bright too. You go out there and you're just like blinded, and it's like the coolest.
So bright.
It's like the coolest thing ever.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I remember my sophomore year. Actually, I was gonna say that it's like stepping onto the ice. The lights are literally like so bright, and you're like, I might go blind. And then I actually got goosebumps while you were talking about it. It's just so special, like playing for that with all your buddies you grew up with. It's an unbelievable feeling. Something you're so fortunate to get to, and it was awesome.
Well, speaking of the XL, something's going to be happening there this April. You guys probably have a very vested interest in. Frozen Four will be in St. Paul.
Yeah, I'd like to get there. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
that would be fun to get there together.
let's start out with John. You know, you obviously started out in juniors, but eventually ended up at Minnesota. When did Minnesota start calling?
Well, we committed. I was going into my junior year of high school.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was going into my junior year of high school, and that's when I started talking to Minnesota. So yeah, 4 juniors.
Yeah.
Anybody else looking at you or talking to you at that time?
Yeah, we had a few. We kind of just told everyone else no. Like, honestly,
Waiting for Minnesota.
We only toured Wisconsin, and we didn't even tour Minnesota. We just knew we wanted to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, we got an offer. I think Coach Motzko offered us, and he's like, yeah, like, get back to me, like, whatever, like, whenever. And we're like, no, we're ready. Like,
Yeah,
we'll
like,
commit.
how about right
Yeah.
now?
And they stood up, shook his hand, like, no, we're ready. We'll play here. Yeah, so I think that was like, I mean, that's a dream come true.
No
So,
regrets?
No, absolutely not.
And you guys did it together?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great.
it was awesome. Yeah.
Both brothers got to sign at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it
you
was
played
great.
together growing up, and then you had that year apart at the USHL, and you were with Madison, I believe, and then you were with the Gamblers. So you saw each other quite regularly out on the USHL.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
It was cool. Like we were like rivals basically, because Green Bay and Madison, they just go head to head. But yeah, it was fun playing out there with him, and I swear every time I was out there, he was out there, and it was we had some good battles for sure.
Well, also the first game we played, his preseason, and we were winning like 6-1 or something. I see John come and finish a hit right in front of me. I was on the bench, and all I hear is my teammate two-hands him, and John goes, "Let's go then." And they fought, and I was literally standing there just watching. Like, foot away. I was like, all right.
Oh, you didn't back down at all.
And he told me after the game, he was like, I don't know. He was like thinking in his head, he was like, I don't know who to cheer for right now.
Yeah, I was like, do I cheer for my brother or my teammate that's fighting? And I was like, but it was crazy. I was like, okay, wow, I'm playing John. But yeah, it was funny. It was, yeah, that was.
So when you get out there on the face-off dot against your brother, you just kind of wink at him and go, "I have a state championship and you don't."
I did not do that. It is funny. We for sure shared some laughs on the ice. Like, if one of us was losing bad or something, we had some lopsided games both ways, and we just
Yeah,
be like,
we did.
all right, it's time to go home. Like, I just want to go and lay in bed and go to bed. It was awful. But, yeah,
So
we had some laughs.
big difference between Minnesota hockey and USHL. I mean, obviously the pyramid.
Yeah, it's way different. Like, I think in high school, it's more like guys will literally do anything to win. Like, they're selling out. USHL, it seemed a little more selfish to me in a way. I don't really want to say that, but I think Minnesota's strictly about winning. Like, you're not there if you don't want to win. And USHL is good development, getting better.
I agree.
So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
agree.
just kind of my take on it. But obviously, the players are way better than USHL. So.
So that step from high school to the USHL, you felt the challenge of the competition then?
Yeah, for sure.
What was the biggest thing you noticed? Was it just the size or the speed or what was it?
I think for me, like high school, it felt a lot of times like you just go out there and play hockey, you don't think about anything else. But juniors is like now you have a bunch of systems to like think about, and I never played a system growing up.
Never.
So like getting into that.
Besides Nico. He was the only
Yeah,
one.
Nico had a system for sure. But in high school we didn't have it. We just played hockey. And then I came juniors and it was like system I've never dealt with, so I was still like kind of getting used to that.
So high school, full mask. Juniors, visor. College, back the full mask. What's your preference?
Full mask.
Yeah, I think full mask you feel way safer for sure, but the visor is nice.
The visor's nice. It's just, I mean, you don't have to worry about taking pucks in the face, which is good.
Yeah, it's different for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. We talked about the jump from high school to juniors. Now you're going from juniors to college. Do you feel an increase there in the competition?
Yeah, I think there's for sure an increase, but I mean, USHL is such a great league where it's like the jump is different. Like the jump from high school to USHL was much harder to get used to, in my opinion, than USHL to college. I think it's so similar in a way. Like I said, USHL is such a great league. Like that jump is just. I I mean, I thought it was much easier to get used to than high school and USHL. So
When you look at the line sheets on the USHL teams, and they've got the little icon next to them with the college that the kids are committed to, and practically, I would say 95% of all the guys are committed to a D1 school.
yeah, and
So that's the cream of the crop.
I think almost all of them will end up committed to a Division I school too. So that's kind of.
And you're lucky to get like 4 or 5 guys on a high school team that are going to play in the USHL. So
Yeah, it's rare.
that's something to think about too.
Take a minute to shout out our sponsors. First off, Dooley's Pub. They've been Eau Claire's home for hockey and all sports fans since 2005. Dooley's Pub is a proud booster of the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire and the local high schools. Dooley's is located on historic Water Street, providing excellent food and service, and has all of your favorite sports televised at all times. And Kelly Heating and Electric, dedicated to serving their customers' heating and electrical needs efficiently. They have been named one of Brian's Medal of Excellence winners. They provide expert advice from a friendly staff that can provide you with the knowledge you need to make the best decisions on your next electrical, heating, or air conditioning project.
Projects, we're good with that.
Yeah.
We've been talking about your older brother a little bit, Casey, and for our listeners, currently playing pro hockey for the Buffalo Sabres and a former Gopher himself. How cool is it to watch your older brother playing the NHL right now?
It's really good.
Yeah, it's
I try to watch every game possible. And just seeing how much his game has progressed to in the NHL has been probably the most fun part about it. Just following him and seeing how much better he's getting, and yeah, it's so fun.
Now, when you guys were in the basement, as the three of you battling, did you guys ever tag team him just to bring him down a notch once in a while?
I think we play 2v1 once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while.
I think we team up on him a lot.
Yeah.
So
He was way bigger than us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
we
guys
had to.
Yeah, but you guys are catching up pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I think we beat him in a 2v1.
Yeah.
Well, 2v1, let's talk about that a little bit. So, John and Casey are forwards, and you're defensemen. So how did that evolve?
Well, Luke's got the brains.
Yeah, I'm the smartest of the bunch.
There you go.
Hello, Mr. Reed. How you doing?
For our listener, Mr. Tom Reed just swung by to say hi real quick. But anyway, let's go back to your position. So, I'm a defenseman too,
Yeah.
Luke, okay? That's why I'm giving you the shout out on that. But really, how did you guys choose your positions?
I think we played together in what was that, first year Squirts?
Yeah, he was on, we were line mates.
Yeah.
He was playing forward. Squirts and a little bit of Pee-wees too, actually.
Yeah.
So.
And then I was back and forth really, and I think in I don't even know, 6th or 7th grade, they put me back at D because I don't think we had very many defensemen, and I actually kind of loved it, getting to skate the puck more, I think, and it was fun, different for sure, but yeah, I think that's kind of how it ended up, and I was back and forth pretty much all my life, and I think that helped me a lot to see the positions from both sides, and yeah.
Okay. So, John, as a forward, what do you bring to the game that the USHL and the Gophers liked about you?
I think the biggest thing is just my speed. I think that's the most important thing, and I can skate fast and I play hard too, and I think coaches can see that I'm a pretty good forechecker, and I can play PK pretty well. So.
Well, I got to tell you, and no offense here, Luke, but as I was watching the Gophers this year, and you're a defenseman, so I like you.
Thank you.
Your brother seemed to have a little bit of a step on you out on.
Yeah, just a little bit, I'd say. Just a little bit. No, I don't know how I missed out. I don't know how I missed out on that genetic, but I did miss out on it.
Okay.
A little spider monkey genetic. I don't have that one.
All right. I love the competition here. This is good. All right. No, but you do bring a little bit of speed to the game, and it's fun watching you when you're out there.
Thank you.
Not to say that you can't lay down the law when you want to on the blue line yourself, young man. That's pretty fun to watch as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well,
So, jerseys that you wear, jersey numbers, any significance to those, or just that's what you got?
Well, it's kind of funny. I always wore 9, but I didn't want to wear it just because I felt like Sammy Walker. I didn't know if he was coming back or not, so I took 19. And it just worked out that 19, he's 20, and then Casey was 21. It just worked out like that
for the Gophers.
And it wasn't even planned either. It was just kind of funny. So.
Yeah, I like all the numbers in the 20s. So I was 27 in high school, 23 in Madison, and 22 in Lincoln, and then 20 here. So I don't know. I just like those numbers. Nothing special about it.
Tom Reed was 20 when he played for the North Stars. So
there you go, in his footsteps.
There you go. Defenseman too. Look at that.
2 for 2. All right. You guys were blessed playing in the Big Ten. As you look back, John, you've had 1 or 2 years now with the Gophers, and who's the biggest rivalry when the team comes to play on your home rink? Who do you get most fired up about?
Michigan for sure is probably the biggest rivalry, and every time we play them, it's a full crowd, and our teams are so much alike, so the games are just like crazy fast pace and just by far the best competition. So I would say Michigan.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're such a good team and so fun to play against. It's different when they come for sure. Yeah.
So a lot of D1 schools, at least hockey oriented, some of them have smaller campuses. You talk about Bemidji, St. Cloud, Mankato, those kinds of things. Colorado College, Denver. But you get to go to a Big Ten school. So what do you see as some of the advantages of going to a Big Ten school where you've got a lot going for you, a lot of options?
Yeah, I think we're spoiled for sure. We get basketball income, football income, you get all that. So I'd say the biggest thing is how spoiled we are with all that. And, I don't know. I think obviously it is a huge blessing and it's a lot of fun. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never really thought about that.
We talked to Mason Appleton. He plays for the Winnipeg Jets, and he went to Michigan State. And that was one of the things he said, I want to go to Big Ten school where there was stuff going on all the time. Big time football, big time basketball, and big time hockey, obviously. So, and you guys get to experience that too. So, hope you're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, it's sweet. It is cool.
What are you guys studying? Luke?
Business marketing.
Okay,
that's my major, so business.
Business?
Yeah,
all right.
Easy way out of a business degree, I'd call it.
Okay. John?
Same thing.
That's the common theme on our team is a lot of us are doing that. So
you guys just sit down and have a group session with homework and study
pretty
and
much.
stuff?
And what'd you get on number 7? Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Well, that's interesting. Do you study together? You talk about that stuff? Or are you in the same classes?
We don't really study it. We just kind of we just get our work done.
Yeah.
Basically.
Show up to class and
show up to class.
You'll get at least a B if you show up to class, and if you show up every day, you'll probably get an A, and that's kind of how it's going nowadays. So, yeah.
Oh, I missed the boat there.
Well, I gotta go back to school.
It's crazy. I tell our parents that they're like, just go to class then, and you'll get an A. And we're like, yeah, we try. We're trying.
We'll make sure we don't send this to the dean of students when it comes out. Right?
Exactly. All right, so you guys had a chance to play together in high school. Now you're playing together with the Gophers. What's the best part and the worst part of having a brother on your team? Best part? Maybe we should have one leave the room when they talk about the worst part.
Best part. I think the best part would be for our parents, honestly.
Yeah.
Getting to watch us play.
Best part, another good part is being able to we can just go home together too.
Yeah.
We go home a lot on Sundays, and usually, we're gonna try to golf on Sundays and go to church, so kind of just do stuff like that. That's a good thing for us.
Worst part.
Worst part.
Probably that you're on my team.
Yeah, just dealing with him, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Does coach ever yell at you and get the name wrong?
Oh yeah, that's a lot. It happened a lot.
So that means they're getting yelled at.
But he did say early on that he doesn't mean to. He does it during games. It's the heat of the moment, obviously. I would probably do the same thing.
He called me Luke a lot at the beginning.
Yeah. A few Casey's slipped in there at both of us, I think.
Yeah.
But it's tough remembering everyone's names. I understand.
Especially brothers. You know, you don't know this, but I was an educator, and a lot of times I had brothers and sisters coming through, and for whatever reason, you remember the name of the first kid.
Yeah.
And
It's tough. It's gotta be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
What is the toughest barn you guys play in? You got the fans are just rowdy, you know, and either the rink sucks or the atmosphere is just tough or whatever it is.
I think Michigan was rowdy.
Michigan was rowdy.
We swept. So I don't know. The locker room wasn't great. No really spots play like sewer before the game. And I mean they pack it and it's loud.
It's loud. I think we haven't played there yet, but next year it's going to be the Ralph for sure is going to be the craziest.
Actually, St. Cloud was.
St. Cloud was loud.
And Mankato.
Mankato was loud.
Yeah. Those will be fun games. And Duluth. We're playing in Duluth.
Yeah, playing Duluth this year too.
Those will be fun games.
And it's fun looking at you. You're both smiling. You seem really pumped up.
Yeah, those will be fun games.
It's fun. It's so fun.
It is.
Any one-liners from a fan or a player that stand out in your mind like, oh yeah, that was a good chirp?
We got a lot of pull-up chirps just because of Casey.
Yeah.
Actually, he couldn't do a pull-up. So we've got a lot of those, but it's just...
I remember there being a good poster in Michigan, but I forgot what it was. It was a good one. It was about me.
Oh, really?
And I thought it was actually really funny. I wish I could remember it. Totally forgot.
So do your buddies on the team, do they point stuff out? Hey, Johnny, that one's about you.
No, I think I just saw it, which is probably a good thing. So
Yeah. I never saw
try to
that
get my
one.
teammates and see it.
So John, are you a chirper on the ice?
No, not really. No.
Luke?
I wouldn't say so. I used to be, but I think I've calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, I used to be. I'm not as much.
Yeah.
So
We're going to give a quick shout out to a couple of our sponsors here. Riverside Bike and Skate, Eau Claire's Hockey Headquarters, which is the oldest hockey store in the state of Wisconsin. Buy hockey gear from the people that play and know the game. And don't forget about their bicycle sales service, as well as your paddle sports center for kayaks and canoes. And Hertel Law, the law firm you want on your side, focusing on criminal defense and personal injury. Harry Hertel has been obtaining results for clients in the Chippewa Valley since 1981. When you need legal help, if injured or accused of a crime, call Harry Hertel. Mogi.
So Luke, congratulations to you. You got drafted this spring by the Montreal Canadiens in the 7th round. Way to go.
Thank you.
So is there a chance that someday we'll see all three Mittelstadt brothers in the NHL?
I'd say there's a chance,
yeah,
yeah.
I'd say there's a chance. You never know.
Yeah, I'll stay or no?
No.
I'd say there's a chance too. Yeah, I don't know. I just looked like you had something else to say.
All right, so Luke, what do they see in you? Why were you drafted? What's the go-to in this young Mittelstadt boy?
Yeah, I think I'm a two-way defenseman, reliable, can play penalty kill, power play. Yeah, I think they also see some upside. I still need to grow into my body a little bit, and yeah, I don't know, just take a chance a little bit, I guess. So
Yeah. He's just a very, you can clearly see he's just very smart player all the time. Just usually moving the puck up ice and just making the simple play every time. I think he does that really well, for sure.
Well, that's nice.
thank you, John.
Yeah, got anything good to say about your brother now?
I'd say you're a relentless forechecker, and I'd say you're pretty tough to play against too. So
Thank you.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's why I gave you compliments, so you can.
yeah,
There you go.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
all about pumping each other's tires.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. So let's face it, you guys had a phenomenal season last year, all the way up. 2 periods looking good in the championship game, and all of a sudden, but besides that part, mostly the whole season you're number 1. I mean, it must have been so fun for you guys, and I imagine that really has motivated you for getting ready to go for this season. So tell us about last season, and tell us about what you've been doing now to get ready for next year, or this season.
Yeah, obviously it was super heartbreaking, just the way it ended too, and how quick it was. We've been working really hard this summer, skating like 2 or 3 times a week, working out as much as we can. Just yeah, we're gonna have a great team next year, and I think there's definitely a good chance we'll be back, and especially we'll have that chip on our shoulder this year and a lot of experience from what happened last year, and just understanding that we need to be absolutely dialed in going in. So yeah.
Yeah, I hate to call it like a blessing in disguise because you want to win it, but
there's guys that left too. Like it's just sad for the guys that left. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean it does give you that chip on your shoulder, and will for sure fuel guys to come back better. And yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be a good year.
It's a good learning experience
for sure.
So,
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're being positive and you're taking it motivation wise, and not. You're not crying in your beer.
It's easy to know all about it.
Sure.
It's the worst thing you can do. So
keep moving on. So good luck to you guys. Were you surprised to see Logan Cooley sign?
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Just because he came out with that announcement, but he's so good. Like he's ready. I don't know.
I can't blame him.
He'll be perfectly fine. He'll put up points and produce. And Arizona's got a great player. Yeah, it sucks obviously for us, but
I can't imagine how hard of a decision it was for him too.
Gosh.
I think it's easy for people to be like, "Why would we leave?" But we don't know what's going on, and
he's so
who's
good.
talking to him and
he's
how
so good.
amazing he is,
Yeah.
his player. So
And that's his goal. He wants to be an NHL
exactly.
player. He's got a chance.
It's tough to stop guys from that.
Well, why would you?
Yeah.
You would say that's what he's wanted to do, so you can't really blame him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt you guys a little bit, probably. But next man up, right?
Yeah, I think just seeing how hard it was for him to sign kind of points to what a great culture I think we've built. The fact that you're thinking about not signing as a 3rd overall pick, who probably play power play, at least 2nd line, maybe 1st, and I think it's just that really points to how good of a system you got going here.
How great of a team, how great of a group of guys we got. Just we got something special in our locker room for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're skating 2-3 times a week. So where do you guys skate and give us an idea of what your off-season or summer workout regimen is?
Yeah, so we get up in the morning. I usually get up at 7. We have workout at 7:45, 5 days a week, and then we've been skating and working out with our hometown buddies. We skate Tuesday and Thursday usually, and we get a lot of good competition and a lot of good drills too. But I think we really try to focus on competing and doing drills that are game-like, and so yeah.
Yeah, you hit it right.
Yeah.
Does somebody run that, or do you guys?
We just run it.
You
We
decide
don't have
what
any.
you need to work out?
Yeah, we don't have any coaches out there. It's just
Ben Steves.
Ben Steves.
runs
Yeah.
it. So
shout out
he's
to
got
him.
drills for us too.
You mentioned him. He we met him at one of the Beauty League games.
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys get out there to see those boys ever?
No, we didn't get out there for the Beauty League at all, but because we actually do bandy every Wednesday night, which is really fun.
Just kind of conditioning, but
Yeah.
it is so it's a fun conditioning.
So is that that's on a huge, bigger surface than a normal hockey?
Yeah, it is
right?
in Europe.
Actual
Here-
bandy is
Yeah, we just play on a regular sheet, 4-on-4. It's literally like soccer, 4-on-4 hockey. It's so fun. And you
it's
just
so fun.
bag yourself.
Yeah, you get a
It
good
is
workout.
so fun. Yeah,
You get a really good workout.
yeah.
So you guys are not slouching at all in the summer.
I wouldn't say so.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
We usually, we're workout, skate, and then we try to golf. So we're moving around always.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what do you do when you're not working out? So
Yeah.
mainly just golfing and then...
Yeah,
Pickleball a little
a lot of
bit.
pickleball.
Not a lot though.
Yeah, not as much as we thought we were going to.
Yeah.
Do you ever have any young kids come up to you and, either ask for your autograph or ask you how you got to where you are? And if so, how do you answer that? I mean, these kids are playing a lot of video games nowadays. What did you guys do?
Yeah, I think we were outside all the time. We were either playing basketball or shooting pucks. I mean, we did play little video games, but not a ton.
Yeah.
A good amount, but yeah, I think basketball was our main, pretty much.
Yeah. We were always
I'm
doing-
awful now, but I used to be pretty good.
We also like bike. We used to bike everywhere we went, like to our buddies' houses, and we were just always moving around, always doing something that had to involve like, athleticism. And the biggest thing for us was shooting pucks, just like having that in our backyard whenever we wanted, and that was the biggest thing. So,
Yeah.
Any advice to young listeners? How many shots should you take a day?
as many as you can.
Yeah, seriously.
Keep firing biscuits.
Yeah, just shoot the puck. It's crazy how much that helps.
Yeah,
It's
it is
crazy. It's
crazy.
just repetition and stick handling too. It's important. So,
Yeah.
So John, as you were going through high school, juniors, and then on to college, you're going into the corner after the puck. Who's the one guy that gave you the toughest battle?
Besides me.
on our team or on a different team?
Different team.
Well, that's a good question, actually.
And Luke, get ready. I'm going to ask
I
you this.
think I know mine already. Mine's a
Who's
different-
yours?
I think mine is like a different type of tough, but I think it's Jackson Blake. Like,
Yeah.
although he is probably my best friend, but that's biased. But I mean, he's just different. with
He's
the
a North
puck.
Dakota guy, right?
Yeah, and he's just insane. Never know what he's gonna do with it. Like, try to get my stick on puck or whatever, and he'll just slip it through my triangle or something. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
I can't think of anybody on another team, but I can think of like Jackson McComb and how tough he is to play against. Just like his long reach and how smart he is. It's just, I think he was probably, and Brock Faber. You find the hardest competition within our own team for sure. Like
Yeah,
that's how I
that is
felt. And that's
true.
why we were so good, is because we were playing against each other every day. So
Steel
Good
sharp,
call, yeah.
steel.
Nizy wasn't bad.
Nizy
was
bad.
pretty
Wasn't
good.
bad?
No, Nizy wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
he was tough too. Jeez, you could just
Jimmy's
keep,
pretty
you
good.
could keep going with our team. So the list doesn't really end.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you did lose a couple guys, and understandably so. It happens every year. So any new young studs coming in that you're excited to have to share the ice with?
Yeah, I think we got Oliver Moore coming in, who's supposed to be a really good player. We got Max Rudd, who played in the USHL last year, Axel Begley, and another goalie coming in too. So yeah, we got a lot of good freshmen coming in, and Sam Renzel.
Yeah.
A lot of good freshmen coming in next year that will help our team. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
yeah.
So what's your favorite brand of hockey gear? Luke?
Bauer. But I like CCM sticks, but I'm also not picky. So, I mean, if I had to switch tomorrow, it wouldn't matter to me. But I think I like Bauer more.
Yeah. I think I'm CCM now. I used to like Bauer a lot more, but I use basically everything CCM. So.
Yeah.
CCM, that's what the Gophers wear, right?
Yep.
So are you allowed to wear Bauer, Luke?
I wear Bauer skates, and then I don't even know what stick I use because it's wrapped. But I think I might use a Bauer stick that's wrapped in CCM. I honestly have no idea what I use.
Yeah,
But
he's not a gear freak.
yeah, I don't worry about it a lot. Yeah,
Give
like
me a twig. It's my shift.
exactly. It doesn't cross my mind.
I'm
ever.
kind of the same way too.
Yeah.
Give me a stick
so-
and let me play, coach.
So the curve goes the right way.
Yeah, it needs to be a lefty pretty much. Yeah.
You guys like a deep curve or kind of a straighter stick? Which way do you go, John?
We go like a toe curve,
Okay.
which is it's not like a crazy big curve, but it's one Casey told us to get, so I just kind of listened to him because he's the gear freak in our
Yeah, he
family.
is.
He cares about little details a lot, so I just kind of listen to him.
I'm also glad you asked John that question because I would have had no idea what
Yeah.
he used.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. All right. You guys, we talked about butt chewings from, the coach, and sometimes he gets the name wrong, okay? I had a very vocal mom when I was playing hockey. She was not afraid to get up on the glass and chew my butt, okay? Especially if I forgot my mouth guard. How about your parents? Are they quiet in the stands, or are they giving her what for?
Very quiet.
Very quiet, yeah.
They definitely cheer, but they're not like yelling or like
Yeah.
anything like that. They're not parent coaching. Like they're
It's just-
they're great.
It was always just good game after the game. Because, I mean, I don't know.
They weren't.
We never tried to be bad. Like, we'd always try to be good. So I think they understand that. I'm like,
Our
I'm not trying to be
have
bad.
been unbelievable. With
Yeah,
that.
we've been really lucky.
Because I hear a lot about some parents just yelling at their kids after games, and it's just like it just makes your kid hate the game. And that's part of the reason we love it so much is because if we had a bad game, they'd be like, hey, shake it off.
Good game. Or they just say good game.
Or they say good game, even though you knew you had a bad game.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Very
very
supportive.
lucky.
yeah, very supportive.
Hope our listeners and their parents are thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the goal would be to get to the Frozen Four this year. But what is a personal goal for each of you? If you've got one, Luke?
I honestly don't really have any. I think just get to the Frozen Four and win would be my biggest. I just want to win. So I don't know.
My personal goal, I think just controlling what I can control and just focusing on that. Just work my hardest, being a good teammate, work my hardest every day. So
same for me.
We talked about, tough barns to go into. I know, he's just looking at you, right?
Yeah, what do you say?
Same for me, yeah.
You know what? Even though they don't say it, I bet you they do copy each other's paperwork.
I'm not going there.
Never, dude.
I don't want to get him on NCAA probation here, buddy.
There you go. We talked about tough barns and stuff, but Luke, you're standing on the blue line. Who would you want as your partner on that blue line? And you could pick anybody you want to.
Anybody? That's a good question.
John, you're next with the two line mates.
All right. Anybody like NHL?
You got
I think I watched a lot of Roman Yossi growing up, and I mean he's insane. The stuff he does at such a high level. So I think I'd say him. Playing with him would be nuts. So yeah, Roman Yossi.
it. All right.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I'd probably say like Sidney Crosby and Jake Gensel probably for
Yeah.
me, just because I love watching those guys, and I've always been a Pittsburgh fan. So
Those are great choices. Let's hope one day that occurs, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be like
That'd be
a
cool.
dream for you guys.
Yeah.
Any plans for what you obviously playing in the NHL is a huge plan, but you picked a business degree. Is that because someday you want to become a businessman of some sorts? You want to coach? What would be the ideal thing to keep your head in the game?
I think for me, it's just a business degree. There's so much you can do with it, and I don't know. I'm just kind of living it day by day. I'm not too worried about the future, what's going to happen.
Living in the now.
If I play in the NHL, I play in the NHL. If I don't, I got a backup plan. So
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. It's just super versatile, and I mean, I think if there's anything that I do want to do, it's some in business. I'm not sure what, but yeah, I think it's kind of that'll help me. So
You're in a great school, and it'll certainly open some doors for you.
yeah, for sure.
Any stories you want to share about your brother, John? As long as we got the mics on, that might embarrass him before we shut him off here.
off the top of my head, I don't know if I do.
Luke?
I think Mom would be mad if we didn't tell the fire alarm story.
Oh yeah.
I think you should tell that one because I had nothing to do with it.
This one's actually crazy. So apparently one of our fire alarms was going off like crazy, and my mom didn't know what to do with it. So she grabbed a hockey sock out of my bag, wrapped it around the fire alarm, and then taped it up. And she couldn't get the noise out. She threw it in the garage. She could still hear it.
She was going insane.
It's like
She
a
says-
smoke detector?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
smoke
fire.
detector.
Smoke fire.
And it was like,
fire.
fire. That's all I would say. And so she couldn't stop it. So she threw it in my hockey bag and then zipped it up. So I think like the next day she's taking me to model camp, which is at the University of Minnesota. And it's like a camp, whatever. But I got there and I opened up my bag and I'm hearing fire. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm in there with everybody. I'm like showing up like a little, not like late, but definitely everybody's in the locker room already. And I pull it out of my bag and I'm like, what is this? And I unwrap it and then it's just blaring. Everyone in the locker room is just like,
You didn't know anybody.
I didn't know anybody. Everybody's like, dude, what is that? And I'm like, I have no idea. idea.
You're the brand new kid on the
No
block.
idea. So I taped it up again and threw it in the garbage. And then I can't. My mom's picking me up. I go out and I'm like, Mom, there's like a fire, there's a smoke detector in my bag. And she just started dying laughing right away. Like, she was crying. She was crying. She was laughing so hard. And looking back, it's like my mom's favorite story ever.
It is.
She still cracks up when we talk about it.
She tells everybody that story.
She tells everybody. So,
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, and any last minute stories you could share about a road trip? Any little pranks you guys pull on each other when you're on the plane or on the bus to the rink?
I don't know any. I think Jackson Lacombe was the ultimate. Was he even? I don't even know.
prankster or jokester?
Both. Like, I feel like he'd always like the water cup where you put a water cup inside someone's helmet, so they grab their helmet and water pours on them. Was he the one doing that all year?
We don't know who it was.
I think it was him.
There's a water cup bandit on our team.
Yeah.
We haven't caught him yet.
But I think it was Comer, but
It
I have no idea.
It probably was. It probably was.
I think that's probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Guys, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you very much for sharing your story and the jokes and the laughs. And, it's obviously you guys are passionate about the game, and Moogie and I wish you the ultimate success in your careers.
Great luck this season, and great luck in your future.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to give us a like on your favorite social media platform. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it is, comment. We can only learn from you guys. It helps us stay in the game. Moogie?
Absolutely. And again, guys, thank you so much, John and Luke Mittelstadt, Minnesota Golden Gophers. And thank you to our audience. And please remember our sponsors, Computer Recovery Associates, Riverside Bike and Skate, Chippewa Valley Orthopedics, Kelly Heating and Electric, and Dooley's Pub. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms as well as YouTube. And remember, folks, until next time, keep your head on a swivel and stay on your inside edges.